Alright, this is Sergey Belov and the video is presented by Time Val of Tennis, and today's topic is going to be topspin on your forehand. Alright, so we have to really understand technique on the forehand. If you don't have appropriate technique, you will be really struggling with generating heavy topspin on your forehand. So there's few parts to it. First of all, you have to use your legs when you hit the ball, and the way you will do it is basically when you hit, you'll have to lift your legs at the same time as you swing. A lot of people lift their legs right before they swing, so they're already straight up, so they lose all the power that you could generate from your legs, and that's where you get the topspin. And the second part is your core. You'll have to rotate your core as well as you're lifting your legs at the same time. That will also help you to generate more heavy spin. Now another part is obviously when you're hitting them, you'll have to bring your racket back. Make sure a lot of people hold it straight up, or they open their racket when they take their racket back. It's the biggest mistake that makes your ball go up. Some people think when you get under the ball, you have to keep your racket open and then turn it as you hit. That's another mistake, because really the ball stays on your strings for about 2 inches, maybe even less, and by the time you start rolling your racket on the ball's left your racket, and it's going to be just a flat ball coming over the net. So make sure when you take your racket back, your face of the racket is going to the side of the fence, depending what kind of technique you're using, or going back, so your racket is completely closed, and then you're going to drop your racket under the ball. No matter if the ball is low or a little bit higher, it has to go under the ball, and you're going to be brushing the ball up and to the side, which calls a windshield wiper. Now when you do that, make sure you hit the ball on the sweet spot. So another very common mistake for people to catch the ball on the top of the racket, on top of the strings, which forces them, because of so much force, it forces the racket to open up. So make sure it's on the sweet spot so the ball rolls on those bottom strings, which force the racket to actually roll over and generate tremendous amount of spin. So in the next few progression on our forehand topspin, we're just going to focus on the feel of the ball, getting the topspin right. So you might not going to see that you're going to be getting ready early or whatnot. You're just going to focus on a nice and easy topspin. So on the first progression, what we're going to do, we're going to start already with our racket down. We're going to get it down below the ball. After that, you're just going to bring your racket up, finish up over your shoulder to the side, and use the windshield wiper to generate topspin. Make sure the point of contact in front of you, and you're hitting the ball right at the sweet spot. Make sure the ball rolls down on your strings so in order to generate spin. Alright, in the second progression, we're going to start with the racket next to our body, facing to the side fence. And then you're going to drop your racket down, you're going to bring it up, and bring your racket up over your shoulder. Make sure you make that drop within the motion, so it's going to look like a small C. Make sure don't bring your racket up too high, don't make that swing too big, because when you'll be playing the point, you might be late on your shots and the point of contact will be too close to you. In the next progression, you're gonna do full motion. So you're gonna be in the ready position. Make sure you have a wide stance. You're leaning towards your toes. You're gonna make a split step. After that, the person's gonna fit the ball. You're gonna turn, get ready. Make sure you have an early shoulder turn. and make that small C motion. Bring your racket up, make sure the ball is in the sweet spot, and hit the ball over net. Before you do that progression, make sure you have a lot of repetition on the first two progressions in order to get the feel of the ball. Don't rush into getting to the next progression. Make sure you have a nice topspin, the ball is coming deep, you see the kick on the ball off the ground, and then after that, move to the next progression. Alright, after that, when you feel your topspin, you're feeling like you're doing great, let's challenge ourselves a little bit and let's get as close as possible to the net, as you will see in the next video. The person is going to feed the ball, you're going to try to topspin the ball over a net, so you're going to bring it up right over a net. Make sure you don't cheat, don't open your racket and just bump the ball over a net. You want to hit actual topspin, make sure you hit the ball over net. After that, you can use fences or some kind of things like tennis baskets, and you can try over those things as well if you have those. In the second progression, you're gonna start with the racket up in front on the side. Okay, let's do it again. Up, So in the second progression, oh my God, go. All right, this is Time Val of Tennis, and the video